Every year, Madden gives out golden tickets to random lucky MUT players to build the 99 overall player of their dreams. But this year, the NFL and EA have given me and a select group of your favorite Madden YouTubers ownership of golden tickets to create our dream team and ownership of the worst team in the NFL. In the email, Roger Goodell and EA told us that we're going to each select our dream golden ticket cards and then add them to the Houston Texans and try and win the Super Bowl. They gave me this wheel right here to decide which YouTuber picks first, and every player they say will get a golden ticket added to the Houston Texans to try and win Houston its first Super Bowl ever. But there's one catch to this video. If we do not win the Super Bowl by the end of this season, the NFL and EA are having me give away an NFL jersey to a random subscriber that comments down below on this video. And even worse, they're putting a handful of challenges in our way to make it even harder for us to win this Super Bowl. But before I get into that, our brand new offensive coordinator of the Houston Texans has to be decided. We're gonna need someone fantastic to kick the video off well. And we landed on surprise. But the NFL told me I can only use surprise once we get to the playoffs, so I guess you're gonna have to wait and see who that is. Throne is going to be our offensive coordinator of the Texans.
All right, so my top 3 dream golden tickets, and you guys are gonna notice there's a common theme throughout these. My first one's gonna be strong safety Ted Hendricks.
Strong safety Ted Hendricks is the first choice for Throne. Ted Hendricks is a little bit old at this point, but thankfully Roger Goodell and the NFL cloned all of these players, so we're getting them in their prime.
Similarly, for number 2, free safety Julius Peppers. Both these cards came out around the same time. These cards were awesome.
Free safety Julius Peppers, also an incredible player to be adding to our team.
Then lastly, I would love a halfback Harold Carmichael. I would love to have a tall halfback.
Halfback Harold Carmichael.
Obviously, 3 very tall players. But each of them I think would be really good in Madden 23. I'd like to see any of them.
And that was Throne's first press conference as offensive coordinator for the brand new Houston Texans. And he's giving us 2 incredible defensive players and Harold Carmichael at halfback. And just like that, we've added 3 new golden tickets to the Houston Texans. And Roger Goodell in the NFL is allowing us to add these players every single week through week 6 of the NFL season. And while it was going to be time to spin the wheel again, we just got word that MMG's flight to Houston was canceled due to storm delays. So although he is our defensive coordinator, we're just gonna have to get a DM from him on what golden tickets he wants to add. And he told me halfback Daniel Falele, Barry Sanders, and Roger Goodell wanted me to add this player as well for MMG, which is Will Clapp. So we're adding Will Clapp, Daniel Falele, and we already have more than enough halfbacks, but we have to add Barry too. The Texans are absolutely stacked on running backs and O-line so far. It's going to be very interesting to see how our offensive coordinator Throne is going to use all 3 of these halfbacks in his offense. And so we went into our first game with a super bad team praying we could win a Super Bowl. It was a true David versus Goliath moment. Harold Carmichael taking it outside. We're getting a huge gain. Oh my God. Oh my God. Free real estate. Come on, Carmichael, let's go. Daniel Falele. First, no, he dropped it. Oh my goodness, that's a golden ticket. EA's preying on our downfall. Daniel, you can redeem yourself. Daniel, redeem yourself. You are a truck. Whoa, what a catch. That wasn't even a golden ticket. That was Brandon Cooks. Daniel within the 8. And after 2 abysmal throws in a first and second down, Douglas Mills finally decided to be accurate for once in his life. Yes! We get our first touchdown with our golden ticket. But our quarterback's accuracy wouldn't last for long as he returned to his old ways the next drive, turning the ball over on downs and allowing the Colts to tie the game up. But Harold Carmichael wasn't gonna roll over and give up as he was ready to put the team on his back. Then with time winding down, Barry Sanders came in to relieve an exhausted and beaten down Carmichael. And Barry was his prime self, bouncing off of defenders, and with just over a minute left on the clock, let's go, Barry. We take the lead, and we are going to win our first game as owners of the Texans. And now we get to spin the wheel again to decide which YouTuber goes next. Ooh. My man Mazomatic is going to be our quarterbacks coach. Let's see who he wants to add. But he's actually out on vacation in the Bahamas right now calling in. He doesn't really believe in the team. But by the end of the season, he will believe in us. He'll have to.
Oh, hey there, Dom. Funny running into you here on the shores of Maze Island. I just won a Super Bowl. as I normally do. Now I'm just kicking back on the beach with a couple of 10s. All right, but I'm happy you're here because word on the street is you're making some golden tickets, and I'd like to provide my input. If it was up to me, my top 3 choices for a golden ticket would be strong safety, Cam Chancellor, a.k.a. Bam Bam Cam. All right, that dude's a beast.
Cam Chancellor.
And I love him. Patty with the fatty, Cordero Patterson, beast of a running back as well. I also love him.
Okay, I don't know what the logistics are on a coach calling one of his players Patty the Fatty, named after his dump truck. I don't know if we're gonna get an illegal issue for that, but Maze, maybe you should quit saying what you're saying so the Texans don't get any more heat, okay?
My final choice, Big Meat Pete,
Maze, you're gonna get us in trouble, man.
a.k.a. Pete Metzlazars. No idea how to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. That dude's 6'7" and has a lot of meat.
You can't keep getting away with it.
It's good seeing you, man. Good luck out there.
Our PR team is going to be in a nightmare over the things Maze just said about our own players, but so be it, man. So then we're adding Cam Chancellor, Cordero Patterson, but we're putting him a wide receiver because we already have way too many running backs. And Big Meat Pete. Our offense is looking a lot better, but we still need a golden ticket quarterback. Hopefully we get one soon. And now our Texans team is ready to go into week 2, but everything isn't looking up because Roger Goodell emailed me and told me that after this game, we are going to have our first challenge block in the way. I am terrified to see what it is. I really hope it's not something too insane because if we don't win the Super Bowl, we're giving away a jersey to one of you guys. Starting off in the red zone, the Broncos were ready for a battle. Let's try out Pete Metzlazars. Pete Metzlazars, 6'8", he drops it. Our quarterback's coach, Mazomatic, is going to have to answer for it if this guy cannot perform. We do have Cordero, though. Come on, Cordero. No, he drops it too. And now down 3-0 after a missed field goal, we had to get things rolling. Carmichael, break it. Go, buddy. Oh, that would have been insane. With the 2-minute warning nearing closer and the Broncos still leading 3-0, Pete Metzlazars was ready to have some fun. Pete, touchdown, let's go. And Big Meat Pete was not satisfied with scoring 1 touchdown, so he channeled his inner beast mode. We're gonna go in for another touchdown with Pete Metzlazars. But tide started shifting in the second half when the Broncos came racing back to go up 25-21 after being down 21-10 going into halftime. And although the morale was at an all-time low on the Texans sideline, Big Meat Pete wasn't done doing damage just yet. And now down 4 with only 2 minutes left in the game, there's only one person suited to carry us up into the promised land. And we take the lead. Nothing can ruin my day now. Well, that can. We're going back to Pete. Big Pete. Big Meat Pete, as our QB coach Mazomatic said. And after missing on deep throws twice in a row, Douglas Mills finally notices his receiver streaking down the sideline for a huge play to put them in scoring distance. We're inside the 10-yard line. We have to win this game. Come on, baby. We got this. We got this. Touchdown right there. Let's go! Although it seemed to be a sure thing the Texans were winning this game, everything changed when this happened. They scored in 30 seconds! And this game turned into a shootout for the record books. Oh my God. Go, go, go. No time left. We're celebrating Cordero Patterson. They took the lead again! But with one final play left to write the ending of this game, the legend, the hero, Davis Mills, showed his true colors. And it became very apparent that even though we had all the offensive weapons and a great offensive coordinator, MMG's flight being delayed to Houston and missing the first couple weeks of the season was weighing on us heavily. We needed our defensive coordinator. We lost week 2. I actually can't believe it. This challenge may be harder than I thought, boys. And Roger Goodell sent me this wheel. Every 2 weeks of the season, we have to spin this, or every loss that we get. There's 6 bad spaces we can land on and 3 good ones. But if a loss and 2 weeks coincides at the same time, if we land on a green space, we don't get anything. Let's see what happens, boys. I am so terrified right now. Ah! One of our golden tickets has been busted for using steroids and is now out for the season. This could not get any worse. Let's spin and find out which one of our players gets busted for steroids, boys. This could be very, very bad for us. Oh, and it's gonna be our best offensive lineman, Will Clapp. I knew his cheeks were just looking way too thick lately. Of course he was pumping steroids into them. And so with that, we say goodbye to Will Clapp. It's been real, my friend. I can't believe we got a cheater on the squad, boys. And we've now lost our best offensive lineman. That is not going to help us win a Super Bowl at all. Let's see which YouTuber we are adding to our coaching staff next, though. Victionary will be our defensive backs coach. Let's see what dream golden tickets he's bringing with him.
My guy, you know what I'm saying? We got to hook you up with some fire players. First and foremost, rest in peace, but it has to be Vincent Jackson.
Vincent Jackson at wide receiver.
Other than that, easily Herbert.
Justin Herbert at QB, we finally get one.
And then if I had to choose one player that's just, let's just say he wasn't a Charger, probably, realistically and honestly, either Megatron or Larry Fitzgerald.
And Megatron or Larry Fitzgerald, I know exactly who we're going to add. Shout out to our defensive backs coach for getting us a bunch of offensive players. We now have our franchise QB in Justin Herbert. We have to add the Chargers and Buccaneers GOAT. Vincent Jackson, rest in peace. And then, of course, we got Calvin Johnson. But now it's time for week 3, coming off of a loss. Can we have a winning record? Our new QB came out the gates swinging, throwing an absolute dime in his debut for our team. And that quick start would prove to have a massive impact, as the Bears could not get anything going on offense and could not contain our team at all on defense. Yes, let's go. 14-0 on the Bears right now, boys. We need that after we lost Will Clapp to steroid allegations last week. But the destruction of the Bears would not end there, as another one of our new additions would make one of the best catches of all time. He's a god! Vincent Jackson, bro! But our Herbo wasn't done just yet, as he would let the floodgates open on this deep bomb. Let's go, baby! But we'd end up absolutely destroying the Bears, beating them in a huge blowout, 38-0. Ooh. And Zirksee is going to be added to our coaching staff next as the cheerleading coach. Let's see who our new cheerleading coach adds.
My dream golden tickets, I'm going to go with Dez Bryant. I would love to have a Dez Bryant. Absolutely love to see that.
Dez Bryant, great choice.
Probably Zeke. I'd say Zeke just because obviously, you know, he's no longer on the Cowboys anymore. I would love to get that.
Zeke. We have so many running backs, though. But I have an idea. So we're adding Zeke Elliott at the guard position, considering he had the greatest blocking highlight of all time in the playoffs this year.
CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb as well. We have a lot of wide receivers now. And, of course, Dez Bryant. We're not going to add CeeDee Lamb, though, because this place only has enough room for one Cowboys wide receiver. And I'm going to take the one that dropped it. I'm kidding. Dez caught it. Or maybe he didn't. Or maybe he did. Or maybe he didn't. And we're going to have to go in and win this game, because after it, we have to spin the challenge wheel again. And our Texans would jump off to a quick start once again. Pete Metzelaris inside the 2. Scoring a touchdown without even breaking a sweat. There we go. Touchdown to Cordero. Harold, cut it. Break it. Harold, come on. Get some yards. Oh, that was the greatest 1-inch run of all time. Dot by Herbert. Oh my goodness. Vincent Jackson and him are having an incredible connection. Then in familiar fashion, we would score again, getting to a quick 2-score lead, making it look like it would be another blowout. And our star quarterback would come back onto the field the next possession, looking to inflict more pain onto his old team. And in the final seconds of the second quarter, Herbert would find our new fan favorite, Big Meat Pete, for his 3rd touchdown of the first half. And it would be all the same story in the second half, as the beatdown of the Chargers by their former QB would not end. And we would go on to win in an embarrassing fashion, 56-7. I guess Herbert had some pent-up aggression towards his former team for all the L's he was taking with them. And although we were 3-1 thus far in the season, we were still wondering, would it be enough for our team to win the Super Bowl? And even better yet, how would this next wheel spin from Roger Goodell affect the team? YouTubers choice refusal? Oh, this is gonna be rough. What this means is whoever we land on next, we can only take 2 of the players that they say. The 3rd one is not being added to our squad. And after spinning the wheel, I quickly realized that we only had 1 YouTuber left, other than the surprises which we will add for the playoffs, and that's KK's. Without a doubt, Golden ticket, double barrel. We have to. It'd just be so much fun to use, right? We need a tight end too, so that's perfect. Quarterback, Leon Sandcastle. I mean, you know, just a massive name, fictional character. I just think that'd be fun. The last one's a hard one. I'm gonna say strong safety, Derwin James. And Derwin James, shout out to our O-lineman coach, KKs. Out of those 3 players, we're just not gonna select Leon Sandcastle. We already have a QB, so thankfully Roger Goodell's wheel didn't destroy us too much. So now we have Donald Parham, 99 at tight end, and Derwin James at corner, because our safeties are really stacked right now. And going into our week 5 game, this is the last one we can play ourselves before we have to simulate all the way to the playoffs. And pray we make them. Starting in the second quarter up 14-7, we have a long way to go if we want to score some points before the half. Oh no! And after having a punt from our own 10, the Jags got some momentum going to end the half, which built up into yet another shootout for this season. And yet again, we're pinned with our backs against the wall and being up by a touchdown. We have to be careful because any mistake could mean the absolute worst. We got that! That was the most incredible play ever! And after that absolute miracle play we just had, we weren't in the clear yet, and we still had to get the chains moved. And everyone's worst nightmare would be up for that challenge. And one play later, the 6'5" monster V-Jax would all but secure the win, as the Jaguars' attempt at a magical comeback wouldn't come true, and we would inch our way one step closer to our Super Bowl hopes. That one got way too close for a second there. Honestly, that Justin Herbert break sack saved the game for us. We then simmed to mid-season where we would see where we were at, but more importantly have to spin Rodgers' challenge wheel again. We're 5-1. I'll take that. Please, nothing crazy. Please don't take anything away that's crazy. Oh! No! Oh my god. We have to bench a random golden ticket for a game. That sucks. Oh, we have to bench our starting strong safety. We don't have another one. This is going to be so bad. And just like that, Ted Hendricks is benched for some random 70 overall. We'll see how this goes, because if we lose this game, that means we have to spin the wheel again. We won! Let's go! After starting the season 6-1, it was time to sim the rest of the season. Any losses we got would mean we'd have to spin the wheel one time each, but we'd get to add upgrades from our surprise guests, which are coming up shortly, so don't miss out on those. And we finished the season 15-2, which means we only have to spin the wheel once. But we have to trade our golden ticket to the first team we play in the playoffs. That is brutal. We then spun the wheel to decide what player we were trading to the Bengals, and it just so happened to be our starting running back. Of course they accepted that. That's a fair trade. And now we get to spin the wheel for each of our surprise guests. First one, let's see what we get. Surprise number 2, which is perfect. This former YouTuber is being added to the council. He has come out of hiding. I won't say anything else. I'll just let the man speak for himself.
Yep, I bet you guys thought you could get rid of me. No, you can't. It's not that easy. I just want to thank Roger Goodell for signing me on as league counsel for the Houston Texans. 3 golden tickets that I want. First one, I want a golden ticket quarterback Todd Gurley. Second, I want golden ticket linebacker version of Calvin Johnson, but it has to be like the Madden 25 version where he actually animates for balls. Third one, I want a golden ticket tight end Aaron Donald, and I swear to God, if he gets f***ed on speed, I'm gonna be pissed. That's what I want, that's what I need, and that's what I will fucking get.
Our new assistant to the regional coach says he wants quarterback Todd Gurley, tight end Aaron Donald, and linebacker Calvin Johnson. So I have to listen to him. So we've now added Todd Gurley at QB, Calvin Johnson at middle linebacker, and Aaron Donald at tight end. And then we went into our first playoff game absolutely stacked at most positions. But things couldn't go wrong, right? Starting on defense, it's already looking glim as the Bengals are driving already near the red zone. But there would be no friendships left on this field as Harold Carmichael would get destroyed by his old teammates. Oh, he took him out! Joe Shiesty would throw a laser to go up by 7 the very next play. That is not how we wanted things to start. Finally, on offense, the all-time great Barry Sanders was ready to take the game into his own hands, as he was a one-man wrecking crew on the first drive and punched the ball into the end zone to tie tie the game as the halftime approached. But Burrow would quickly march down the field and thread the needle for a last-second touchdown just out of the reach of Calvin Johnson. It looks like our assistant to the regional coach, Mike Mack, may be upset because that card definitely didn't animate like Madden 25, Calvin. And we would get ourselves into field goal range, but terrible clock management could prove to be our downfall. Why didn't my team use timeouts? Still down by a touchdown, we overthrew an easy one that would have tied the game back up. And now in a do-or-die moment on 4th and 4 with the fourth quarter right around the corner. There we go. We needed that 4th and 4 in the red zone. We had to get that. And not wanting to let our foot off the gas, we hammered the ball in to finally tie it up at 14. Back to where we started, down by a touchdown. Once again, we needed a massive play to flip the momentum. And Des Bryant running free down the sideline would actually catch it. Des Bryant! But it was time to show our massive balls. 2-point conversion. Oh my God, we needed that so bad. We're up 1. Then back on offense already. After the Bengals went 3 and out, we needed to chew the clock. But we wouldn't have to, as Dez would beat his man once again. Dez! Let's go, baby! That's going to give us a huge lead. And after a costly turnover by Joe Burrow, 1 first down should seal the game, and Todd Gurley wanted to show he still had some juice left in the tank. Let's go, Todd Gurley back in his prime. We move on to the AFC Championship game. Let's see where our next surprise is. Surprise 3 and 4 combined, which means we leave the last surprise for before the Super Bowl, if we make it, which is a huge YouTuber that you guys do not want to miss. Now, each of these guys is going to be an integral part of our team. The first of which will be our H2O distributor. Just a fancy name for water boy. And the second one is our brand new masseuse for the team. They'll each get to pick 1 player.
So for Dom's 3 golden tickets he asked me to send are a Calvin Johnson free safety, a Rob Gronkowski middle linebacker, and Trevor Lawrence for all my Jags fans. Go Jags.
And we're going to add middle linebacker Rob Gronkowski from Donovan's picks. If you don't know Donovan, he's been in a lot of my videos before. And I asked Roger Goodell if I could have 2 of my friends fly out and join the Houston Texans organization with us, and he allowed it. Roger's a good guy deep down. And next up is my buddy Ricky, who actually got me into Madden Ultimate Team, and who will be our masseuse for the team.
Hey guys, what's up? I wanted to say thank you to Dom and the Texans organization for letting me come in as the local masseuse.
You're welcome.
I decided to sign this contract because Deshaun Watson's no longer in town, and I feel like that's a pretty good gig.
What? You okay?
Anyway, my 3 golden tickets would be free safety, Jimmy Graham, my boy, Patrick Willis, and then strong safety, Cam Chancellor.
Out of those picks, we only need the linebacker, so we're going to take Patrick Willis. Once again, shout out to Donovan, our new expert of H2O distribution, and Ricky, our new masseuse for the team. But before we go into our AFC Championship game, Roger says we have to spin the wheel before this game and before the Super Bowl if we make it. Starting to think he does not like us or the Texans. Let's see what we land on. Oh my God! Let's go! The only time we've gotten an upgrade this whole video from this wheel. And it comes at the best time ever, because we're about to play the only team that we lost to this season. We get to add a teammate of any of the golden tickets that we added to our team and make them a golden ticket as well. So we're going to go to Patrick Willis's former team and take prime Aldon Smith. One of the biggest what-ifs in NFL history gets to relive his prime on the Texans. Can we get him that Super Bowl trophy? Starting off on defense, the stakes are even bigger, and the defense realizes that instantly. Yes! We get a pick. Oh my goodness. Derwin, go! Go! Already marching down the field, we make a statement early on that we are for real. Yes! Let's go, baby. Pete Metzelaars, our #1 receiver all season long. Shout out to one of our coaching staff members, Meza Matic, for adding him to the team. Very quickly, we would score once again, and the stage was looking a little too big for the Broncos to handle, as this game was getting away from them fast. But after getting out to a huge lead, the Broncos weren't going away without a fight, as they would make a big statement of their own. Ah, dang it. And we come out onto the field with 1 minute left, tied 43-43. With only a short time remaining, we needed to get into field goal range in a hurry. But a field goal wouldn't be needed, as we found Big Meat Pete. Yes! Big Meat Pete with the touchdown. And there it was. After a 50-43 nail-biter of a win, we had proved all the doubters wrong. Myself and the other creators had taken the Houston Texans from nothing to Super Bowl contenders. And with one YouTube coach left to hire and one wheel spin challenge in the way, could we do it? This will be our toughest game yet. But first, we had to hire our new GM, RBT.
My 3 dream golden tickets. Number 1, let's just get the obvious one out of the way. Derrick Henry, like that's always going to be one of my options. Number 2, though, we'll go not so obvious. Jig Okonkwo. He's going to end up a top 5 tight end in the league. You heard it here first. Last but not least, Jeremy Reeves. And put some respect on his name. He's a Pro Bowler, and I had a ping pong class with him in college.
We can only add one of those players, so we're adding Derrick Henry, who will now be our starting running back for the Super Bowl. But Roger Goodell has just texted me, and he said we have to spin this wheel twice to decide our fate for the Super Bowl. The NFL does not want the Texans and the YouTubers to win the Super Bowl. And at this point, I'm losing hope. And then we spun our wheel to see our fate. Oh, we have to bench a random golden ticket for the game. That's brutal. And our second one is going to be... Oh, no! We have to trade a random golden ticket to the Niners. This is going to be bad, guys. This wheel decides who we are benching for the game. Cam Chancellor, our starting cornerback, is now going to the bottom of our depth chart. And this spin decides who we trade to the Niners. No! We just lost both of our starting corners. Roger Goodell did something to cheat with this wheel. This is insane. We now have virtually no cornerbacks for this game. But we've assembled the Avengers of YouTubers to rebuild this Texans team. We are about to shock the NFL world. And if we lose this, the NFL is giving me a jersey to give away to one of you. So comment down below right now. And subscribe if you've been enjoying this video so far. I would greatly appreciate that. So we went to our Super Bowl, down 2 corners, and the Niners up 1 golden ticket. But all that would matter is, at the end of this game, if we were holding the Lombardi Trophy. And in the big game, with the entire world taking notice of what a bunch of YouTubers could do as NFL coaches, this is how it started. No! But we came back out on offense ready for a fight. Oh my gosh. Go, yes. We began clicking, getting first down after first down, and eventually ending the drive with a strike for a touchdown. And after a quick stop by our defense, we came out on offense ready to take control of the game. And of course, we had to go to our new wide receiver number 1 and throw up the X. Dez Bryant. Throw up the X, buddy. And unlike in the divisional round against the Packers nearly 10 years earlier, Dez Bryant did not drop this catch. Dez Bryant caught it. But the Niners would end up storming back, leaving the Texans with only a 3-point lead. Yes! Let's go, boys. We cannot lose this. With the clock ticking in the 4th quarter, we had to score so we could try and put the game away for good. It was going to be tough against the San Francisco 49ers' number 3 defense in the league. And with the time ticking down and us needing to score, our quarterback, Todd Gurley, put up one of the greatest highlight reel plays in the history of the NFL. He put the entire team on his back. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, that was incredible! There was no doubt we were going to win this game, except the Niners came back and brought it within 3 again. And after holding us to a 4th and 4, the Niners got the ball back with 57 seconds remaining. And with our starting 2 corners benched, this was going to be an epic ending. Fumble! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, we did it. We did it. We did it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I can't believe they fumbled. We were 1-0 away from glory, sealing the storybook season with a perfect fairy tale ending. After a season of ups and downs, so many years of pain with the Texans fan base, so many different quarterback changes, so many scandals, so many very low lows, and so many very high highs, the season finally ended in the way that every Texans fan wanted to see. It may not have been with the coaching staff everybody expected, But Roger Goodell's experiment with putting YouTubers in charge of the Texans and giving them all the money in the world to get golden tickets at each position, they won the Super Bowl. I can't believe we did it, guys. We won the Super Bowl. Let's go. Shout out to everybody for taking part in this video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, click right here. You will not be disappointed. Click it right now. I'll see you there in a second.